thanks to Pat Meyer. My name's Doc Warner. I've got more stories about John than probably anybody. One day, back about 1981, I had just moved to Denver from being a garbage collector up in Grand Lake. And I got a job, and this new guy, a friend I just met, said, let's go out and have a beer. So we ended up on West Colfax, a place called Ken's Lounge. We walked in, and John and his brother-in-law, Russ, were doing a duet. And they were playing one of my favorite Traffic songs, John Barleycorn Must Die. And I went up and tipped them and bought them a drink and sat back down. And they took their break, and John came over and sat down, and we got to know each other. And he asked me if I played, and I said, well, not as good as you, but I do a little bit. I said, I used to be a percussionist, and I said, I play bluegrass spoons. So he says, you got them with you? I said, no, but I bet I can find some. So I walked across the street and talked to a waitress out of 2 tablespoons. And I come back into the bar and sat in with him for about 3 or 4 songs. He called me the next morning and says, do you want to be in a band? And it started a friendship that will never end. It will never end. And I got the knots in the head to prove it. He made me a better person. He made me a better guitar player. And the world's going to be a sadder place without him. We had a lot of same taste in music and songwriters. And as kids growing up, we both liked Johnny Horton, you know. And Johnny Horton did all these songs about Alaska. And there was this one particular song about a poor guy that had been out prospecting, and he comes into town, and first thing he wants to do is dance with a girl. And well, the girl is already in a relationship with this guy named Big Ed. Well, the guy gets killed because he's messing with Big Ed's girlfriend, right? And we'd always laughed about it, and we played this song together. And many, many years later, after the band had broke up and I'd come out for one of my annual visits with John, we went up to Grand Lake to visit with Greg Barnes and some other people. And I had a girlfriend from when I had worked up there as a garbage man, and she was working as a waitress in one of the bars up there. And I said, John, let's go see this old girlfriend of mine. So we walked in, and I asked this busboy, I said, is Bonnie here? And he goes, you mean Big Ed's Bonnie? And I said, well, I don't know about Big Ed. I said, I'm looking for Bonnie. And he says, yeah, she's in the back. So John and I walked into the lounge. I had sat with my back to the swinging doors, and John was over here. It was kind of a corner bar. And we had a couple drinks, and we were waiting for this busboy to get my ex-girlfriend in there to talk to me. Well, it was tourist season, and I couldn't see what was going on behind me. So we're just chatting and drinking, and the largest man I'd ever seen in my life, this guy filled up the whole doorway. But I didn't see him coming. John reached out and grabbed my head, and he said, Doc, it's Big Ed.